Hey, what's up? I'm Russ. This is Dapper Dividends. I received about $146 in dividends just this week, and I added about another $22 in passive income to the portfolio. We are here at the cemetery. It is Father's Day. Before we get to that, I want to tell you a quick little story that these two people right here, my grandparents, were instrumental in my life in shaping who I am. My grandfather loved investing, but we never really got to talk about that. Sadly, I never got to pick his brain about that because he died when I was 27, and this is before I began my financial journey. They used to tell me save 10% of your income and invest it. Now, my birth father left before my first birthday. They were young. When I was born, my mother was 20, just turned 20, and my father was 19. It didn't work out. They got married because of me, and he left early. So my grandparents were basically another set of parents to me. My grandfather was the father figure in my life, and that's just the way it went. You can't control it. You can only control how you react. So I just wanted to share with you something very important that he told me. When I asked him if he was afraid of dying, he said he's not afraid of dying because death is just as natural as birth. The only thing he was afraid of was being incapacitated and losing all semblance of independence and having to 100% rely on others. And he never, fortunately, had to deal with that. And then the other thing he said was he was sad about leaving because it was like being at a party where they were asking you to leave the party as it was going on and everybody's having fun and dancing and music and food and drink, and then they tell you, hey, the party's gonna keep going, but you have to leave. So he said that part made him blue. He didn't like that. But that's something I want to share with you, is that life really is like being at a party. We just don't know when we're going to be asked to leave, and that party's going to keep going. So the best thing we can do is not sit around worrying about when we're going to be asked to leave, but enjoy it. Make the most of the party while you're at it, while we're here. Now, this is consolidated across 3 portfolios. Just to make it easy, I consolidated the dividends, received $34.04 from 3M, ticker MMM. I love 3M. Their name is ubiquitous. Just look, next time you're anywhere, look what you can see 3M. It's on gloves, it's on sponges, it's on tapes, adhesives, Scotch tape. 3M is everywhere. These are companies that I'm trying to invest in that have a durable competitive advantage. Companies that are just so big, have so much money coming in, and they keep paying us growing dividends. And by the way, this is why you can look at companies like that. Warren Buffett calls it an equity bond, meaning that companies, your money is growing with these companies and they are beating inflation. They'll pace inflation. That stocks like 3M are a hedge against inflation in and of themselves. Next, I received $12.43 from LyondellBasell, ticker LYB. Now, they make polyfins and olefins. They are responsible for plastics. Look around you, and I always say this, what do you see that's plastic? Everything. Plastic is everywhere. So as long as there's plastic everywhere, companies like LyondellBasell are going to have a massive, massive part of that and have plenty of revenue coming in to pay those dividends. I received $7.20 from MetLife, ticker MET. Love myself the insurance companies. I started buying MetLife when the financial sector was being dragged down. MetLife, they're part of the financial sector, but they're not banking. So I was just buying MetLife hand over fist, and I had a sizable position built up. So $7.20 from MetLife, ticker MET, who their logo is Snoopy. One of my favorites. I'd love to add more, but it just feels a little expensive, and I keep waiting for the price to dip under 200, and it just has not happened. McDonald's, ticker MCD, $18.06 I received from McDonald's. McDonald's feeds 1% of the world's population every single day, and they are one of the biggest real estate companies that's not a real estate company. They own so much property that they lease out to their franchisees. McDonald's is just solid. They're not going anywhere. And if healthy food starts shifting, they're going to shift along with it. Because remember what I say, companies are living, breathing entities, and they will continue to evolve and adapt. They're not just going to sit around and be bled dry. And if they are, well, then they deserve to go away. It's creative destruction is what we call that. Next up, $23.17 from Duke. ticker DUK. Again, regulated utility, plenty of income coming in, and they have a built-in barrier to competition because they are regulated. The government is setting that barrier to entry, so not any company can just set up shop and start a utility company regulated like that. So Duke, solid. Another insurance company, this one, $23 from Prudential, ticker PRU. Got MetLife on the mind because I want to add more, hoping that comes down. $23 from Prudential. Again, a lot of the same things apply that do to MetLife. They were in the financial sector. That whole sector was trashed and beaten down with the banks, but a lot of the regulations that the government put onto the banks did not apply to the insurance companies. So this is an example of when you can look for sectors that are being dragged down and look for the companies that are in those sectors that are kind of outliers and don't really go with the reason why that whole sector was being brought down. And I was buying Prudential in the $60 range, $70 range, and it's just recently dipped below 100. I'd like to get more. I might add some if it's around high 80s, low 90s. So as a selfish dividend investor, I'm hoping that comes down in price a little bit. Next up, ComEd. ComEd is around here, by the way. Exelon Corporation owns ComEd, but not ComEd, ConEd, ticker ED. Good old Ed, $7.75. ConEd has been around since the 1800s. They're not going anywhere. Again, regulated utility company. They're receiving plenty of revenue from all the customers that use their services. Doesn't matter the recession, people are going to need electricity, so they're good to go. Received $14.81 from a company that just did a dividend hike. And if you haven't seen my video, check the video out right here on Realty Income, ticker O, $14.81. Now that's a month. I added a couple more shares, which you'll see, spoiler alert. And yeah, I love Realty Income. They're merging with Verit. They're gonna get stronger, and they are just a fantastically solid company that is a favorite of most people for a very good reason. Next up, received $5.76 from ticker GOLD, Barrick Gold. Barrick Gold, gold mining company. If you follow the channel, you know I made the mistake of buying actual physical gold, and the problem with that is it doesn't pay an income. You're not receiving anything off of it. I have some gold in the house and it's just sitting there. But the gold companies, the gold miners, these will go up and down, yes, with the price of gold, but in the case of Barrick Gold, they're paying a dividend, so they're spinning off cash, which the actual physical tangible gold is not spinning off any cash. And then, of course, the weekly ETF, WKLY, received 10 cents. I have 5 shares. I think I'm just going to keep it at 5 shares and just get that 10 cents. I'm kind of doing this to track the ETFs to see what's going on. And all in all, so I just felt a raindrop. $146.82 I received in dividends just this week across 3 portfolios, and that is indeed consolidated. Had a few buys, of course. In the bridge account, I bought 1 share of Pepsi at $146.75, a starting yield of 2.93%, added $4.30 of dividend income to the portfolio. That's the 53rd share. Again, you can click the links down below at Degrin where I have updated all the portfolios. You can check them out there. Pepsi, just a super solid company with a durable competitive advantage, and eventually I'll do a video comparing Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and we'll take a really in-depth look going through the balance sheets on those 2 companies. So Pepsi, I'm doing this till I get 100 shares of Pepsi. In the self-directed IRA, I bought 2 shares of Realty Income, ticker symbol O, at $68.95. A fantastic starting yield of 4.09%, and those 2 shares added $5.65 of dividend income a month. And keep in mind that Realty Income has increased their dividend for 111 straight quarters. So they're raising the dividend. Not only do they pay the dividend every month, so 12 times a year, but they're increasing it every quarter. Just a fantastic, solid company. In the Roth IRA, I added 1 share of 3M, so I rolled some of those dividends into 3M, which has come down in price. It was north of $200 for a bit. I bought that share at $192.56 for a starting yield of 3.07%, north of 3% for such a solid big blue chip company with a durable competitive advantage. It's just phenomenal. $5.92 of dividend income added. And then one of my favorites, it's been a minute since I bought some, but they've been in a downtrend, so I haven't been in a real big hurry to buy. 1 share of Clorox at $173.90, ticker CLX. That was a starting yield of 2.67% for adding $4.64 of dividend income annually to the portfolio. Clorox, I have many reasons I like them. Here's the card here. Click this video when this one's over if you want to go watch what I love about Clorox and why I'm investing into Clorox. And then brand new position, I added 2 shares of STAG, ticker STAG, at $38.66, which is a starting yield of 3.76%, added $2.11 of dividend income to the portfolio. STAG is an industrial company. I just worked up in Janesville, Wisconsin, and as I was headed to the job, I drove past a STAG industrial park, and that just really got the gears turning again to think about, I was familiar with them, and I did a little bit of my own analysis, and I will have a video coming up about why I invested into STAG and why I think they're such a great monthly dividend paying company. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Enjoy life. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, take my grandpa's advice that life is a party. We know what's going on. We're here. Make the best of it. Enjoy it. Don't worry about when you have to leave the party, because one day we're either going to get a tap on the shoulder that says it's time to go, or we're going to get a 10-minute heads up that it's time to start packing up because we got to leave the party while it keeps going on. Enjoy the party while it's here. Have fun, and I will talk to you in the next video.